The Buchanan County Fair, a part of our community since 1858. Entertaining people of all ages with concerts and races, thrilling rides, and fun and games. But the fair's primary mission is giving kids opportunities to show off their accomplishments through 4-H and FFA.
You learn life skills. You learn how to win, how to lose, and still be friends.
It's competitive without being cutthroat. Everybody's helping everyone else. There's a real sense of family around it. One of the best experiences of my life.
Whether it's a livestock show, exhibits, or helping others learn about the world we live in, youth programs are the fair's foundation.
There's lots of kids that are learning what it's like to be part of a community and how you can't just sit there and let everything happen. You have to help. You have to be active.
Most people think of 4-H as rural, but of course there's great livestock and pet projects, but there's also photography, there's communications, there's woodworking, there's limitless opportunities.
In 4-H, and you all pledge to put your heads to greater thinking, your heart to greater loyalty, your hands to larger service, your health to better living for your club, your community, your country, and your world.
For 1 week in July, the Buchanan County Fair is held at the Fairgrounds in Independence. The Midway and the livestock shows are popular destinations, and the fair is growing. But when it comes to the exhibits, all of them are wedged into tight spaces at the current 4-H building.
There's clubs like mine with 40 members in them, and you can't just shove us in a corner. Our projects will overflow. And so you need to have equal space for all of the clubs, because how would you like it if you got a new club form and then, oh, sorry, we can't fit you in our little space. Try again next year.
The FFA kids, there are actually 7 chapters that show in this Buchanan County, and they are limited to like a 5x10 booth. The only thing they can put in there are their jackets.
But that's not the only problem with the 4-H building. The 1970s-era pole building was originally intended for storage and overflow exhibit space. It turned into a primary building to hold exhibits, though many of the fair's visitors may not be aware of all the hard work from 4-Hers until nature calls.
We have a lot of foot traffic through here, and a lot of it I think is because of the bathrooms. But then I think once they get in here, then they're like, oh, there's projects, so then they look around. If you're new to town or just visiting, you might not know that these projects are in this building. Despite temporary fixes over the years, the building is falling apart.
One of our local contractors said the building is standing because of habit and luck. So the poles are all starting to rot off. It gets to the point now where it's not worth fixing. There's no point of putting more money into a building that's deteriorating. The roof's leaks. We've got mold growing in here.
You can be part of the solution. Join Building a Fair Future, a $1.2 million capital campaign to provide a larger, better building that will serve as exhibit space for youth groups during the fair.
We want to be able to expand our program and encourage all people to be part of 4-H. And so then they could see, oh, we have a new building, I can make this project and I could show it because there's room to show it.
If we had space, we could have presentations during fair, educational presentations. The kids could show off their projects, public speaking. They could do that. If there was a stage in here or room, that we could set them up to do that.
When the fair is not being held, the building will serve as an event center, bringing in more revenue to be used for the fair.
We look at how often a building is used. All the buildings that we've done improvements on literally get used for 6 days a year. This building could potentially be used 60, 70 times a year.
The new 4-H and Event Center will be located at the fairgrounds, adjacent to Highway 150, increasing visibility. The 4-H and Event Center will allow the Buchanan County Fair Board to have permanent offices and hold more events year-round, keeping more wedding receptions and community events from leaving Buchanan County to find space. The building will also provide offices for Buchanan County Extension, the group that runs the fair, giving them a more visible and accessible home. Extension's current office is too crowded, leaving many projects sitting on storage shelves for too long.
If you look at your property tax bill, Extension is on there, and that's how we exist. That's how we have the programming, and if we're not living up to our potential, then we're failing the taxpayer.
Building a Fair Future will give community groups another place to hold events, providing more revenue to ensure the fair continues to grow.
The fair just covers itself, so the rest of the year we have to make up revenue in order to keep the buildings up to date or do improvements. So when we aren't renting out our building, that's revenue being lost that could be used for improving the other buildings or, having bigger events, bigger fair. All those things go hand in hand.
Building a Fair Future will ensure Buchanan County Fair is the place where area youth can learn lifelong lessons of hard work, patience, and seeing a job through from start to finish.
It may start out as just showing cats or just making a pie, but you're learning how to be a better person, and you're learning how to communicate more effectively and how to explain your ideas.
We have an opportunity to invest in the 4-H and FFA programs right now, and this building would be a great step towards that.
Help 4-H and FFA students prosper by building a fair future.
If you give to this campaign, you are helping promote the future of agriculture.
Expand educational opportunities by building a fair future.
It would only increase our program participation.
Make the fairgrounds even better for families by building a fair future.
We have a potential to have a lot larger fair than we even have right now.
Family, farm, community. It's time to do your part with building a fair future.